Did Nick content pill you?
A little bit, yeah. He did. We went out for drinks after the Seattle show, and it was like our last show of the tour, and I was just like getting drunk. He's sipping ice water, telling me about like analytics for YouTube videos. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Woke up the next day, I was like, he's a genius. He's a complete genius.
Yeah, he was telling me, he's like, dude, that conversation changed my outlook. And I'm like thinking back to the stuff I said, and I think at one point I was just like, yeah, Mr. Beast is like pretty big. I don't think I ever said anything
North Carolina,
impactful.
by the way. North Carolina, raise your shirt up. That's my boy, Mr. Beast.
Yes,
Is that the thing? Raise your shirt up?
Raise your shirt up, Petey Pablo.
Are these people? Are you making this? Are you making this up?
Basically gibberish right now. But if anyone's from North Carolina,
when the
means
sun hits the
something.
ground and the moon it talks to your mom.
So you are from North Carolina.
Punch me in the dick, I spit back cum.
But Mr. Beast puts on pretty hard for NC, so that's my guy.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Kind
like
of grossly.
I wonder how many kids
I
are
like
paying
it.
off tuition by being in videos at ECU.
It's walking around. I mean, it's like walking around North Carolina now has become like some fucking RPG where you think, like playing RuneScape, you think there's going to be like a random event where Mr. Beast hands you $50,000 in a briefcase.
It's like the elf, and he's like, "You want a ruby?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, I was when we were there filming with him. We were driving it, and there was just like a random person with like a Mr. Beast bumper sticker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's influence.
Yeah, he
No, it's
owns
pretty
this
sick.
town.
You're basically just hoping to get pulled over by
Yeah.
like Chandler and be like, "Hey, you want to be in a
I'm
video?"
pretty excited to see in 10 years from now him just fully become like Jigsaw and have people with like fucking
He's kinda
giant
there.
contraptions on
He's
their
kinda
head.
there.
I think he's like 10 years away from me betting Monero on like which guy in the room he shoots.
Yeah, definitely.
The Mr. Beast Red Room,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
He's bringing it back.
sponsored by Mr. Beast Philanthropy.
You told me this story where there's this guy from Dubai who flew to North Carolina, went to Greenville, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here for Mr. Beast," and he hired a private investigator, the guy from Dubai, to find Mr. Beast. But Mr.
Whoa.
Beast has connections with all the PIs in North Carolina, so they just call him. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this guy wants to find you."
How often are people trying to find him if he already knows all the PIs?
I think enough when you're that big, you
Yeah.
know, enough that you can.
If you go on YouTube and you're like, I put $4 million in a road in front of my warehouse, everyone's like,
Yeah.
hey, we ought to find that road maybe.
Yeah.
Also, how many PIs are in North Carolina? You know, maybe he just knows 3 guys.
That's true. Yeah, maybe not that many.
It's just Greg and the boys.
But when you have a warehouse the size of an airport, isn't it pretty easy to find you?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. So, well, they wanted to find exactly where he was staying, but his security stopped the guy from Dubai, like at the town, like
Oh
with
my
the
God.
PI. They entrapped him.
Was
They're
this
like, "What are you here for?" And the guy was like, "I want to give a list of video ideas to Mr. Beast."
Whoa.
They don't buy it. They raid his hotel room. They look everywhere up and down, try to find what he's actually there for. Turns out it was just to give him the list.
Wow.
Then he went right back to Dubai.
Whoa.
Did he get the list?
Yeah, he got the
Do
list.
they not have email in Dubai? Is that even got there yet?
That is what they made that for, right?
Yeah, it's like
So
he
you don't
actually
have
could
to
have got that
fly.
shit way faster.
No,
Yeah.
I get it. It's like handing your mixtape to like Jay-Z.
Yeah,
He was
he's
like,
basically
"This is
the
gonna
riffraff of
be
Dubai.
No, he just didn't know what
My
email
big
was.
break.
They had to explain it. Like, so it's electronic.
He's like, no bird. You're saying that this shit just goes right to his
Because I
eyes.
sent 5. They all died. Yeah, and then I asked Mr. Beast, I was like, were the videos good? And he's like, nah. And I was like, damn.
Dude, I wish
Ice
they.
cold.
Dude, you get all the way there from Dubai. Like, you get through the crowd. Like, here are my ideas. He's like, these are bad.
It's just a Squid Game.
Number 1, eat a tire.
No, that would be a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Thank
Wait,
you,
that's is
Caleb.
That, have you been pitching that to
That-
Mr. Beast?
Yeah, for a while.
That was our dream
Eat a
before
tire?
we had him on. Was we'd pitched the Mr. Beast eat a tire
Because how
challenge.
fast could he eat it?
That's
It'd
and,
take a year to eat a tire.
Not if $1 million are on the line.
Yeah. What size tire? There's so many.
there's so many questions, right?
Yeah.
And you can answer
You
them
can
in the
only
video.
answer him one way.
And you make the video.